Good morning, Tracy here. I decided to do something a little bit different this week. I've been watching Melanie over at Adventures in Groceryland, and she's doing a challenge right now of a $21 per person challenge starting from scratch. So I thought of kind of how I could do that, but incorporate it for a family of five. And unfortunately, the logistics for us just do not make sense. Um, we really do live off our pantry, and I would hate to be wasting food that we already have. We have a lot of stuff accumulated. Also, with young children, it's very hard to monitor if they're going to eat some of the food we already had or the stuff that's just allocated for this week, starting from scratch. In order to still sort of participate, but not actually physically buy the food, I decided to do a theoretical what I would buy to begin a stockpile or pantry, whatever you want to call it, um, in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia in 2024. So I also do follow Lodo family. She has a Facebook page, and I believe she also has a YouTube channel. And what she'll do is she'll do a theoretical shop, and then she makes a theoretical meal plan. So I thought I could do something of that nature. And then I could show you how much you have left over at the end of each week. So for a budget, this would be for a family of five, just that's what I'm used to working with. I'm assuming two adults and three children of various ages. My kids are 8, and 12. So this is what I would buy if I'm starting from scratch. Literally nothing, not a grain of salt in the house. This is what I would buy on a $125 budget to begin a stockpile. So I'm going to swing you around. Oh, and yes, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. The two stores I picked this week are Gateway Meat Market, famous for its low prices here, and then also Walmart. The way Gateway works is it's not a full grocery store. They only bring in items that they can sell at a deep discount. They do keep produce and meat products stocked, but you can't usually buy, say, a flour there or bread or margarine. Sometimes they will bring stuff in if they can get a really good price on it, but it's not consistent. So you really do need a secondary shop to sort of get some pantry staples. So I'll swing you around and I'll show you what I would theoretically buy this week to begin a stockpile for a family on $125 a week budget. Okay, so my first stop would be Gateway. Gateway this week, actually today is Black Friday. Gateway is having a Black Friday sale. That just shows you how amazing of a grocery store they are. I did not include any of those prices. I personally have way too much social anxiety to go into a crowded small store with a crowded parking lot on probably one of their busiest sales of the year. I just can't do it. I refuse to do it. So instead, this is what they have in their flyer for this week. So I normally go grocery shopping on Wednesdays. It's one of the quieter days because most store sales start again on Thursday. The first thing I would buy at Gateway is they have their pork roast on for $1.47 a pound. I find Gateway usually does their roasts up in about 3-pound roasts. That would equal about 4 roasts, so 12 pounds of pork roast. Now, I tried to get as much variety as I could. However, I am not buying any meat that is not a super sale. Meat comes on a very scheduled sale cycle, so there is no need to ever buy meat expensively. So your first week, you're probably going to get a little tired of pork roast, but there's a lot of different things you can do with pork roast. You can have it as a roast. You can shred it up for pulled pork. You can slice it up and marinate it and have it for stir fries. There's all kinds of different options. Pork is just as versatile as beef or chicken. I also added 2 packages of hot dogs. They have them on for $1.97 and they're 1-pound packages. So I would pick up 2. I'm just noticing my numbers are off there. I might have to go through and do a little tiny upgrade here. All right, so I had accidentally added, I put my hot dogs were $1.94 and then I had my Triscuits were $3.94. So I just had to switch them. So my totals are still right. So 2 1-pound packages of hot dogs would come to $3.94. Two 375-gram packages of smoked sausage would be $7.94, and then an 18-pack of eggs is $5.97. I'd pick up 2 pineapples. I put $2 for bananas. I find that's usually what a bunch of bananas costs. I'd do 3 pounds of cabbage, 2 pounds of carrots, potatoes, the oatmeal squares, which is the cereal. So to have some convenient food as well, we did some Triscuits and some crispy minis. Those are the little rice cakes. And then I picked up 2 of the mint chocolate chips they have on sale, a bottle of hot sauce, a bottle of salad dressing. I find this works especially well as a marinade. As you notice, we're not going to have many spices because we're just in week. We have nothing. We have nothing at all. So you do need some flavor additives. So that's the hot sauce and the dressing for marinade. The frozen hash browns are for a lazy night. Even though it is cheaper to make your own pizza, I don't have any cheese on this list. And also, you want an easy night. I pick Friday nights as my easy night, and we're going to pick up 2 of those because I'm assuming a family of 5, I know we can easily go through 2 frozen pizzas. So those are the bigger ones. I believe there's stuffed crust as well. So there's a lot of holes in that. That came to $72.62. There's no taxes on any of these items because they are all grocery items. Or are they? The Triscuits and the Crispy Minis and the Chippets may have taxes on them. I will have to check on that. I'm not sure. My total at Gateway was $72.62. And then I will show you, I decided to do Walmart. I typically go to Atlantic Superstore, but I was figuring if you were at Gateway, Walmart would be just as easy to pop into. It's in Dartmouth Crossing, so it's not too far away. So at Walmart, I would buy a 2-pound or 900-gram package of red lentils. Lentils are great. They are a complete protein source if you have them with rice, meaning it has all your amino acids. So 900, and that'll go a long way. This is where we're kind of starting to see where this stuff will carry over some till next week. So we have our red lentils. I prefer red, but you can also do green, of course. Chickpeas, and that's the bags of dry chickpeas. It's not hard to cook lentils or chickpeas or beans. It's very simple. 4 liters of milk. I'm assuming children, and we also use it in our coffee, but you'll see there's no coffee on this list, so you won't be drinking coffee for your first week. Margarine, I just got the small tub, as that's all our budget allows for the first week. A 2-kilogram bag of the frozen mixed vegetables, a bag of frozen peas, a 10-kilogram bag of flour. This is what we go through in about a month and a half. It seems a little silly to be putting this amount of money on one item, but you'll notice there is no bread, and flour is so versatile. There's so much stuff you can make with it. I'm assuming you don't have a sourdough starter in your fridge either, so we're buying a container of yeast. We're doing a 1-pound package of pasta. This is just to give us some variety with our starches. And then a 900-gram or a 2-pound bag of just white rice. A kilogram of salt, and then I put cinnamon in here as the first spice that I'm acquiring. I find it is so versatile. You know, you'll be making bread with this week with that 10 kilograms of flour. So something about cinnamon and sugar on a piece of toast really does hit the spot. And then a 2-kilogram bag of sugar. This is not on sale. I would never buy sugar at this price, but I'm just assuming you were starting out with absolutely nothing on week 1. So my total at Walmart is $51.82. So my total for the first week comes to $124.44. I do have to check on those tax numbers. This might be a little bit closer or maybe even slightly over $125. All right, so just to sort of break this down into categories. So this would be your week 1. So for proteins, we have 12 pounds of pork roast, 2 pounds of hot dogs, 18 eggs, 900 grams of lentils, 900 grams of chickpeas, and 2 375-gram packages of smoked sausages. For dairy, we have the 4 liters of milk and the small tub of margarine. For produce, we have 2 pineapples. I just bought 2 pineapples last week, and they're about 1.5 pounds each. Approximately 2.5 pounds of bananas, 3 pounds of cabbage, 2 pounds of carrots, 10 pounds of potatoes, and then frozen mixed vegetables, 2 kilograms, and frozen peas, 750 grams. So that's about a pound and a half for the peas and 4.4 pounds for the frozen McVeg. I know I switch back between grams and pounds. That's because I'm Canadian and that's how our brains work for some reason. I think it's because we deal with the US a lot, so they deal with pounds, but then our packaging is usually in grams, except for meat. The packaging is in grams, but the prices are in pounds, I think because it's cheaper, so it's more appealing to the customer. So for bread or cereal, we have those oatmeal squares, 2 boxes of those, and they're the bigger boxes. For treats, we have Triscuit crackers, the crispy mini rice cakes, and 2 bags of mint chocolate chips. For pantry, we're going to have our 10 kilograms of flour, our package of yeast, pasta, rice, salt, cinnamon, sugar, hot sauce, and salad dressing. And then for convenience items, we have hash browns and the 2 frozen pizzas. So things I will be sort of looking out for next week, if I carry this on again next week, will be oats, baking soda, cocoa, cheese, tomato sauce, different beans, different meats, spices, coffee, tea. Coffee is a must have, I think, next week. And of course, onions and garlic. I'm surprised I didn't add them on this list, to be honest. Onions and garlic are very important to me, but I don't actually buy onions and garlic very often. So that's what I would buy. My total will be $124.44 for 5 people. And you remember, you're going to have leftovers of this week to carry you into next week, and then you have an additional $125 next week. So much like last week, I decided to put everything into my PC Express app and see what the cost would have been if I had purchased all these items at Atlantic Superstore. So the very first item is the white rice. They actually only have the 2 kilogram packages of rice at Superstore, so I'm going to go ahead and only take half of that. So we'll take $4 off our total. Most other things I was able to find the same amount. We have our Triscuits there just to show you the difference in price. Now, this is in no way to make fun of or pick at Atlantic Superstore. I would only buy these stuff on sale. So I wouldn't be buying them from a store that these items weren't on sale. I would buy different items if this was my only store available. The chocolate chips were only in 300-gram packages. However, we bought 400 grams. So it's going to make up the difference on that cabbage. I only put $3 in for our cabbage. Cabbage is actually the same price at Superstore and at Gateway. I think that was one of the only items that was the same price. Our hash browns there as well. This is a slightly smaller package. This is 1.2 kilograms, and I think we had like 1.6 kilograms. But we're going to call that a fair wash. The green peas are the same size, but as you can see, they are much more expensive here because they are not on sale. Potatoes especially, those are almost double price. The salt and the bananas, milk. Actually, pork loin is on sale at Superstore this week, but it's still double the price of Gateway. Oh, I accidentally left my broccoli on here from my list from last week, so we'll just go ahead and delete that. Flour is on sale this week at Superstore. Pineapple $5. See, I wouldn't buy pineapple if it wasn't a cheaper price. The lentils, oh, they are still the 900 grams, so we won't need to take any money off for that. And sugar, same price. I just went with the cheapest hot sauce they had because they didn't have that same brand. Carrots are actually cheaper at Superstore. That's the only item that is cheaper. They are $2 for a 3-pound bag. Gateway has the 2-pound bags. So as you can see there at the bottom, my total is a $228.17. We're going to take $5 off for those couple things that were in different size packages. So my total at Superstore for the same groceries would be $223.17. So that is nearly $100 in difference between Gateway and Walmart shop. So it really does pay to do a little bit of shopping around and to stick to those sale items. Even for things, look at that salt, it's $2.49 and it was only 97 cents at Walmart. So that's something you wouldn't really think would be a big difference in price, but it truly is according to where you shop. And every store is different. Not one store has all the best prices. It really is important to shop your different stores and pay attention to your flyer specials. All right. we'll see what we can build on our pantry next week with an additional $125. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.